The ideal Solomon Bennett student is someone who is an all-rounder. I mean, practically, intellectually, morally, physically. First, the study of science was chew, pour, pass and forget.
As a school, we thought it's as very important to let our children have a practical experience with what they study. So as a school, we decided to introduce the science sets.
As a parent, I experience what is being taught to my child in school, in the house, and I see my children telling me this is what brings the force to the machine that is carrying the load and the rest, and I'm like, wow, if at grade 5 and 6 a child is able to have all this at the back of their mind and be hands-on, then the future is bright.
Science sets has been the game changer for Solomon Bennett Memorial as a school.
Good morning. Oh, I said good morning. Good morning. Are we excited? Yes. Right. So it's the 4th contest for the qualifying series of the Junior Science and Maths Quiz. And interestingly, this happens to be the very first contest of today. I honestly don't know which of the schools will carry the day, but we'll see, or we'll get to know at the end of the day, isn't it? Right. So the quiz is organized by the Premier College of Science, KNUST, the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, in collaboration with the Ghana Education Service, ERIDEC Ghana, and DEX Technologies. Obviously, we need to appreciate our Vice Chancellor, Professor Mrs. Rita Akosia-Dixon, for her support throughout the years. We also appreciate the kind support given to us by the Provost College of Science, Professor Leonard Amekuji, and obviously the chair of the board of the Junior Science and Maths Quiz, Professor Kwesi Prekun, and indeed all the members of the board of the Junior Science and Maths Quiz. We appreciate our sponsors for coming on board to help us execute this activity, and of course all the activities pertaining to the Junior Science and Maths Quiz throughout the years. Indeed, we are grateful to all of them. But importantly, this year's contest or quiz, the 2023 quiz, is proudly, and I need to indicate, proudly sponsored by the KNUST e-Learning Center for all our media and video coverages. Indeed, we appreciate you and we are truly grateful to you. To the KNUST Institute of Distance Learning, we thank you so very much for making all our journeys. We have toured several regions within the country, and they always make our journeys extremely pleasurable, indeed, by the provision of the various accommodation facilities for us. We say we are grateful. and of course to DEX Technologies. And I always say that DEX Technologies, they say a new beginning, two new engineers. Indeed, we thank DEX Technologies for always, since the inception of the quiz, for sponsoring and supporting the round 3, which is known as the Technology Challenge. Do we have some heads of institutions in our midst? The heads of the 3 institutions, are they in our midst? Or teachers, educators, are they here? A round of applause for them, please. Thank you very much. Thank you so very much for preparing. Thank you very much for preparing our contestants, and indeed our gallant students proudly representing your schools in this competition. I mean, it is no mean achievement sitting on this stage, and importantly, when it is the stage of the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. A round of applause for them. Do we have supporters in the house? Are there supporters in the house? You two, clap for yourselves. And of course, remember that the Junior Science and Maths Quiz program is intentionally tailor-made for learners in the junior high schools to enable them exhibit a lot of understanding pertaining to the life sciences and the physical sciences. And our intention is that it will promote a lot of teamwork, critical thinking at this very tender age. I'm sure the schools are well prepared. Are you? Yes. Oh, they are not. Contestants from the various schools, are you prepared? Have you prepared your minds, your physics, and everything? Are you?
Yes.
All right. And I'm sure we are all looking forward to an exciting quiz. And of course, my name is Augustina Angelina Silverkin. I'm a senior lecturer at the Department of Theoretical and Applied Biology, and also a senior research fellow at the Kumasi Center for Collaborative Research on KNUST campus. A round of applause for me. Now let's focus on our contestants. So competing in this contest, we have 3 schools, and the schools are St. Jubilee, St. Louis. Is it Louis or Louis? Louis, okay. So St. Louis Jubilee School, a round of applause for them. We have Kensington, is that correct? Kensington Trust Preparatory School, a round of applause for them. And we also have Christ Model International Academy. I'm sorry, it's not an international, it's an academy. A round of applause for them as well. Contestants, you are welcome. So I would like you to turn your microphones on, and they are already on, and I will gladly ask that you do not turn them off till the end of the contest. Are we okay with that? And I think we should also hear the voices of the contestants, isn't it? Right, so let's ask the contestants to introduce themselves. And so St. Louis Jubilee School is proudly represented by?
Hilda Ajwajemfi.
So you mention your name and the level, or you say form, the form you are in.
I'm Hilda Ajwajemfi, Form 3.
Right, a round of applause for Hilda. And we also have a round of applause for Kojo, Form 3, right. And Kensington Trust Preparatory is also represented by? A round of applause for Osaberima. And we also have? Araba, I cannot hear you. Right, a round of applause for Araba. And Christ Model Academy is also proudly represented by?
Emmanuel Kwabneduchum, Form 2.
A round of applause for Emmanuel. And?
Nana Insifo Mate, Form 3.
A round of applause for Nana. Welcome, contestants. And I'm sure the contestants can see buzzers in front of them. And these are the only equipment or instruments you can use to draw my attention to yourselves and so to your various schools. And just so we are sure that the buzzers are indeed working optimally, I will ask that we test them. So let's hear the sound from the buzzer from St. Louis Jubilee School. Very good. And then Kensington. Excellent. And then Christ Model. Very good. A round of applause for them. So we'll zoom directly into the quiz or the contest. There will be 4 rounds. Round 1, we have named it the fundamentals. Round 2 is the fastest brain, fastest finger. The fastest brain, fastest finger. Round 3 is the science and technology challenge. And then round 4 would be the decoding the clues. However, before we begin each round, I will read the instructions to the contestants. But my dear contestants, 1, I need you to pay attention, especially when I'm reading the instructions. And I also need you to be audible, all right? Be very audible. That's how come I've asked that you kindly leave your microphones on. So let's get into round 1. A round of applause for us as we start round 1. So round 1, the fundamentals. And here, there will be questions in the area of biology, chemistry, physics, mathematics, ICT. And if a school answers a question correctly, 3 points will be awarded. If it is incorrectly answered, it becomes available as a bonus to the 2 other schools to compete for. And of course, if you want to compete for such a bonus question, you need to draw my attention by ringing the buzzer or pressing the buzzer. The score for a bonus question is 1 point. Schools will have 15 seconds to answer questions that do not require calculations and 40 seconds to answer questions that require calculations. And each school will have only 2 attempts for your main questions and 1 attempt for a bonus question. And of course, once there's a bonus question, you need to draw my attention by, by ringing the buzzer. And kindly, my contestants, if you fail to press the buzzer before you answer a bonus question, I will use my powers to nullify the answer, even in a situation whereby the answer is correct. So the caveat is that once it's a bonus question, you ring the buzzer and then you wait for me to beacon you or to call you. Then you can go ahead to answer the question. Are we all okay? I wish you all the best. So question 1 to St. Louis Jubilee. What is the current tally of moons orbiting the planet Saturn in our solar system? Is it Hilda? Yes, go ahead.
8.
No.
52. 52.
No, I mean you were bailed out. So the question is available as a bonus to the 2 other schools to compete for. So the correct answer is 146. 146. Question 2, Kensington Trust Preparatory School. What angle is made by the axis of the Earth with its orbital plane? Is it Araba? Yes, go ahead. I said I need my contestants to be audible. Unfortunately, you've been timed up. Yes, Louis Jubilee.
90 degrees.
No, unfortunately. So the correct answer is 66.5 degrees. And I hope we are all learning and you are making some notes.
Hello. Hello.
Christ Model Academy. What is the angle at which the axis of the earth is tilted to with respect to the perpendicular of the orbital path? Is available as a bonus? Yes, Kensington.
23.5 degrees.
That is correct for a point. So question 2, I'll give you 15 seconds to attempt answering the following question. Kensington, your major question. What is the common oxidation state of elements in group 1?
Four.
No. Yes, Saint Louis Jubilee?
1.
Yes, 1. That's correct. Christ Model Academy, your major question. What is the name of the group in the periodic table that contains the noble gases? Is it Emmanuel? Yes.
Group 8.
That's correct for 3 points. And maybe contestants, just so you get it very well, once it is your major question, there's no need to press the buzzer. It is only when it's a bonus, then you have to compete. Are we okay? Right. St. Louis Jubilee, your major question. What is the most abundant metal in the Earth's crust? Yes, Ajwa.
Silicon.
No.
Silica.
No.
Aluminium.
You have only 2 attempts. Jubilee, you have to be careful. You have only 2 attempts. So I'll rule that particular, and of course, you had even exhausted your 2 attempts. But the correct answer is aluminium. Question 3, you have 15 seconds to answer the following questions. Contestants, 2 attempts. 2 attempts for your major question, 1 attempt for a bonus. Are we okay? Right. Christ Model Academy. What is the term for the period during which a female animal carries her developing young? So it's available as Kensington.
Gestation period.
Gestation is correct for a point. St. Louis Jubilee School. What is the name of the regulatory hormone that prepares the female body for pregnancy? Yes, Kojo.
Estrogen.
No.
Progesterone.
Progesterone is correct for 3 points. Kensington Trust Preparatory School. In dairy farming, what is the term for the process of stimulating milk production in non-lactating mammals? Okay, so the correct term is induced lactation, because you want to stimulate the mammal to produce milk. So you are sort of induction. So induced lactation. The next set of questions, I'll give you 15 seconds. St. Louis Jubilee, your major question. When sending an email to a large group of people where individual responses are not necessary, which field is it appropriate to use for the recipient's email addresses to ensure privacy? I need you to give the acronym and the full meaning. Yes, Kojo.
BCC, blind carbon copy.
That's correct for 3 points. Kensington Trust Preparatory. What is the acronym for a standard protocol for receiving email? And indeed, what does it stand for?
Hypertext transfer protocol.
No. So the correct answer is Post Office Protocol, POP. You are receiving an email. So there are some standard rules and regulations that you have to go by. So it's Post Office Protocol, POP. Question 4, Christ Model Academy. What is the acronym for the protocol that allows an email client to access messages stored on a mail server, and what does it stand for? So it's available as a bonus to Louis. Yes, Kensington.
Transmission control protocol.
No. So it's abbreviated or acronymed IMP, IMAP, Internet Mail Access Protocol. You need a client to access emails. So it's an access protocol, IMAP. For the next question, I'll give you, or next round of questions, I'll give you 40 seconds. And there's a preamble. Unfortunately, I might not repeat the questions, so you have to pay attention, all right? A KUA has 2 bins. One with a capacity of 60 kilograms, and the other with a capacity of 90 kilograms. The smaller bin is filled to 1/4 of its capacity with wheat, and the larger bin is filled to 1/3 of its capacity with rice. She then fills the rest of each bin with corn and then pours both into a large container. Do I need to read this preamble again? Okay, Equia has 2 bins, one with a capacity of 60 kilograms and the other with a capacity of 90 kilograms. The smaller bin is filled to 1/4 of its capacity with wheat, and the larger bin is filled to 1/3 of its capacity with rice. She then fills the rest of each bin with corn and then pours both into a large container. St. Louis Jubilee School. What is the total weight of wheat and rice combined in both bins before transferring to the large container? Yes, Hilda.
45 kilograms.
45 kilograms is correct for 3 points. Kensington Trust Preparatory. After filling the rest of each bin with corn and transferring all the contents to the large container, what is the total weight of corn in the large container? St. Louis.
105 kg.
105 kg. That's correct for a point. Christ Model Academy. If Amma decides to distribute the grains equally among 5 needy families, how much weight of grains will each family receive? Yes, Emmanuel. I can't hear you.
30 kg.
30 kg is correct for 3 points. For the next set of questions, there is a preamble. The preamble is that I'll be making statements and contestants are expected to indicate or state whether they are true or false. And you know, as for true or false, there's no way we can transfer or pass them on. And you have only one attempt. You can't say true and then later on say false. And you should push the mics right in front of you, all right? Christ Model Academy. The red blood cell is a specialized cell. Yes.
True.
That's true for 3 points. St. Louis Jubilee School. Guard cells are 3 bean-shaped cells that surrounds a stroma. Yes, Ajwa.
True.
Unfortunately, it's a false statement about the guard cells. They do not surround the stroma. Kensington Trust Preparatory. Vascular plants contain 2 main types of conduction tissue. Yes, Araba.
True.
Indeed, that is a true statement. St. Louis. Alkanes contain double carbon-carbon bonds and are the simplest of the hydrocarbons. Yes, Ajwa.
True.
Unfortunately, that is a false statement about alkanes. Kensington, your major question. The simplest of the alkanes are the straight chain alkane, in which all the carbon atoms are linked together in a line.
False.
Unfortunately, that's a true statement about alkanes. Christ Model Academy. Alkanes have the general formula C subscript N, H subscript N plus 1. Yes, Nana.
True.
Indeed, that's a false. It's a false statement, unfortunately. That is a false statement. That's not the general formula of alkanes. So on that false statement, we have come to the end of round 1. A round of applause for our contestants. Scores for round 1. At the end of round 1, St. Louis Jubilee School, they have 11 points. Kensington Trust Preparatory School, they have 5 points. And Christ Model Academy, they have 9 points. A round of applause for all our contestants. And remember, the 2023 Junior Science and Maths Quiz Competition is proudly sponsored by the KNUST E-Learning Center, the KNUST Institute of Distance Learning, and of course, DEX Technologies, where we say a new beginning to new engineers. We want to zoom into our round 2. Round 2, we call it fastest brain, fastest finger. Fastest brain, fastest finger. Contestants, please pay attention to the instructions. So here, each question will be read out, and contestants will compete to be the first to answer. Each question carries a score of 4 good points. And when a contestant is ready to respond by providing an answer, they need to press the buzzers in front of them before they answer. If you answer, or if you decide to answer without pressing the buzzer, then of course I'll nullify the answer. Again, once you press the buzzer, you need to wait for me to call you, and then you should be ready with your answer in 3 seconds. I don't want to hear for 5 seconds. I'll disqualify your school from answering that particular question. Are we okay? Right. And of course, if a school gets that particular question wrong, the 2 remaining schools, they get to compete to answer that particular question. And there's a caveat here. A wrong answer in this round will attract a penalty of 1 point. And I'm sure all the schools on the stage would really want to guard your marks, don't you? You don't want to guard your marks. You want to. Okay, so please make sure your answers are correct. I wish you all the best to all the schools. What is the term for the main circuit board in a computer? Christ Model Academy.
The motherboard.
The motherboard is correct for 4 points. What is the name of the technology that allows data transmission over the wires of a local telephone network? Anyone in the audience? Okay, so the correct answer is digital subscriber line, DSL. These are ICT related questions. The next question. What is the name given to the first menstrual period? Christ Model. Kensington. Menarche is correct for 4 points. The next question. What is the definition of an acid according to the Arrhenius definition? Kensington.
Acid is a substance that dissociates completely in water to produce hydrogen ions.
So I'll give it to her. That's correct. That's the Arrhenius definition, which has to do with ionization of acids to produce hydrogen ions. Well done. The next question. What is the hardest substance in the human body? St. Louis.
Enamel.
Enamel is correct for 4 points. That's the fastest brain, fastest finger. The next question. So St. Louis Jubilee School, they have 13 points. Kensington Trust Preparatory School, they have 11 points. Christ Model Academy, they have 12 points. A round of applause for all our contestants. So we'll move in. We'll just go straight to round 3, which is the Science and Technology Challenge. And here, one question will be given to all schools. The question in this round will require contestants to perform a task that will be assessed. The score for this round is 10 points. 10 points. And contestants will be given up to 10 minutes to complete the task. And I need to indicate that this round is powered by DEX Science Set. And I think it's a simple task. The contestants have been provided with different fruits. Contestants, let me know if you have lemon. Do you have lemon? I need a response from you. Do you have lemon? Good. Do you have banana? Do you have orange or orange? Right. And so you've been provided with these fruits, and then you also have been provided with copper and zinc nails. Do you have copper and zinc nails? Kensington, do you? Christ Model Academy, do you? St. Louis, do you? Do you have copper and zinc nails? You have one nail. Kensington, do you? Christ Model, do you have conducting wires? Do you have LED whatever in front of you labeled L? Do you? Kensington, you have. So it's only Louis, they have just one nail. Right, so sort that one out for you. Christ Model, you as well? Right.
Ideal Solomon Bennett student is someone who is an all-rounder. I mean, practically, intellectually, morally, physically. First, the study of science was chew, pour, pass, and forget.
As a school, we thought it's as very important to let our children have a practical experience with what they study. So as a school, we decided to introduce the science sets.
As a parent, I experience what is being taught to my child in school, in the house, and I see my children telling me this is what brings the force to the machine that is carrying the load and the rest, and I'm like, wow, if at grade 5 and 6, a child is able to have all this at the back of their mind and be hands-on, then the future is bright.
Science Sets has been the game changer for Solomon Bennett Memorial as a school.
Ideal Solomon Bennett student is someone who is an all-rounder. I mean, practically, intellectually, morally, physically. First, the study of science was chew, pour, pass, and forget.
As a school, we thought it's as very important to let our children have a practical experience with what they study. So as a school, we decided to introduce the science sets.
As a parent, I experience what is being taught to my child in school, in the house, and I see my children telling me this is what brings the force to the machine.
Yes, so all the contestants have all the items. So you have a wire, which is the copper wire. And then you also have, in addition to that, you have your conducting wires. And then you have your LED, which is labeled L. Now, it's a very simple task. And contestants are expected to insert a copper and a zinc nail into the lemon. And then they need to connect the wires to each nail. Once this is done, they need to conduct or connect, not the conduct. They need to connect the wire from the copper. Are you listening? From the copper to the positive terminal of the LED and the zinc to the negative terminal. Then you need to just observe. Observe what will happen to the LED. Once you have done this to the lemon, you only need to repeat from step 1 to step 4 for all the other fruits. So for your banana and from your and for your orange. So you repeat the processes or the procedures. And there are some related questions. There are related questions. So once you are done, the first question you need to answer is which fruits in your experiment were not able to power the LED bulb and which were not. So you only need to list the fruits that were able to power the LED bulb and the ones which were not able to power the LED bulb. Then you need to draw conclusions about the electrical conductivity of the different fruits based on your results. And then the third one is an application-based one. So you need to think of any real-life situation or real-world situations where fruit batteries or similar concepts might be useful. And there are very juicy marks associated or attached to these questions. And on that note, contestants, I wish you well. Your 10 minutes starts now. So contestants, you have 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Make sure you have indicated the name of your school on the answer sheet. The name of your school on the answer sheet. And I hope you have written eligibly. All right, stop work, Kensington, stop writing. Okay, well done. Kensington, please put your pen down. All your pens must be down. And kindly, one of you need to bring your script or your book, your answer sheet. All right, a round of applause for our contestants. A very interesting experiment. Very interesting experiment. And for completing the experiment, of course, they all put in a lot of efforts. Some marks would be awarded, 2 marks would be awarded. And if the contestants were able to answer the first question pertaining to the fruits that were able to power the LED and the ones which were not able to power the LED, 2 points would also be awarded. And then there are conclusions drawn about the electrical conductivity of the fruits based on their results. 3 marks will be awarded. And then the ability to come up or think about any real-world situation where fruit batteries or similar concepts might be useful, also 3 marks, so making a total of 10 marks. So I'll go through my marking scheme, the master marking scheme, then I'll revert to the schemes or the results provided by the various schools. I will do this in no particular order. So the marking scheme, we gave them 3 fruits: lemon, orange, and banana. And if they did the experiments very well and they observed very well, lemon and orange would be able to power the LED. and not banana. So as soon as they put in all their copper wires and nails and everything, they would see light emitting from the LED for lemon and orange, and nothing for banana. And in terms of conclusions they can draw about electrical conductivity of fruits based on their results. I mean, obviously for fruits that contain a lot of moisture or acidic in nature, they make better conductors of electricity, like we all know. And so fruits like lemons, oranges, potatoes, they contain a lot of moisture, so they are able to conduct electricity because they have more conductive power compared to fruits with lower moisture content, like bananas and apples. And in terms of what this does, to enable us understand electrical conductivity, we appreciate the fact that not all fruits have the same electrical conductivity. Not all fruits have the same electrical conductivity. In terms of real-world experiences or scenarios or examples, I mean, you can use fruit batteries to charge small devices like flashlights, like radios. And indeed, such an experiment also helps us to appreciate one of the Sustainable Development Goals, goal number 7, which is about renewable energy or clean energy. So once we decide to use fruits to power our batteries or to power our electrical equipment, then it means that we are looking at alternate energy technologies where chemical reactions will be able to generate electrical power. So this is the marking scheme. So not to say that the contestant had to write everything verbatim, but I have in front of me the result or the sheet for Christ Model Academy. I'm not going in any particular order. I'm just going through based on how I received their sheets. The related question. So obviously, they all completed the marks. So Christ Model Academy, I'll give them 2 marks for completing the task. Well done. A round of applause for them. And then, which fruits in your experiment were able to power the LED bulb and which were not? So they have written, please listen attentively, the supporters. The banana couldn't turn on the LED. That's correct. The lime was able to turn on the LED. That's correct. The orange also couldn't turn on the LED. And obviously, for orange, we know it has a high acidic content. It has a lot of moisture. So it means that their orange business is wrong. Their banana is correct. Their lime is also correct. The total mark here is 2 marks. So I'll give them 1.5. 1.5 out of the 2 marks. And then the conclusions they can draw about the electrical conductivity of different fruits based on their results. They have written, the lime contains much acid and was able to turn on the LED. Yeah, the idea is there. Okay, so that's about what they wrote. Yes, so I'll give them 3 out of 3. Then, the real-world situations about fruit batteries or similar concepts, they have written, where there is no light, you can use this one to generate light. I don't know which one they were talking about. For learning and identifying things. The total mark here is 3 because they were not specific. I was looking out for specific, I said, real-life situations. So if they had listed some equipment, some instruments, I would have given them. None of them. So it means, again, they will get nothing because we have seen and read that some are able to power. And then the real life situations. In a situation whereby there is light out, fruit batteries or a similar concept can be used. There's no real life situation. They are just going around and telling us that that similar situation can be used. I was looking out for a scenario or a situation like what the others did. So unfortunately, again, I'll give them nothing for this particular one. So they will get a total of 2 out of 10. A round of applause for all our contestants.
Ideal Solomon Bennett student is someone who is an all-rounder. I mean, practically, intellectually, morally, physically. At first, the study of science was chew, pour, pass, and forget.
As a school, we thought it's as very important to let our children have a practical experience with what they study. So as a school, we decided to introduce the science sets.
Right. So our scores are in. And like I said, I'll go through the scores for this particular, the previous round, the one we just completed, and then I'll give you the totals as well. So the scores accrued by St. Louis in round 3. They made 8 marks. Kensington, 2 points. Christ Model Academy, 7.5 points. Now let's listen to the total points. The total points. St. Louis has 21 points. Kensington Trust Preparatory School, they have 13 points. And Christ Model Academy, they have 19 points, 19.5 points. And we appreciate Dex Technologies for always sponsoring round 3, our Science and Technology Challenge. A round of applause for all our contestants. Remember, the Junior Science and Maths Quiz is proudly sponsored by the KNUST Institute of Distance Learning, the KNUST E-Learning Center, and of course, Dex Technologies. We want to zoom into round 4. Round 4. Round 4. The very last round in this contest, or for this contest. So round 4 is the decoding the clues round. And the questions will be read out as a series of clues. If a question is answered on the first clue, 6 points, 6 points. If answered correctly on the second clue, 5 points. On the third clue, 4 points. On the fourth and any other clue or indication, 3 points. And again, because all the contestants will be competing in answering the same question, you need to press the buzzer. So you press the buzzer, and then I will call you, then you can go ahead with the answer. If you fail to press the buzzer before you answer the question, I will disqualify you from answering that particular question, especially if, or even though your answer might be correct. Are we all okay? Right. There's a substitution. St. Louis Jubilee School. So we have Hilda Ajua Jemfi going out. A round of applause for Hilda. And we would have Aqua Toby come in. A round of applause for him. You're welcome.
Please, thank you.
Would you like to introduce yourself by mentioning your name and the form or the level you find yourself in?
I am Toby Aqua. I'm in Form 3.
Right. A round of applause for Mr. Aqua. There will be 4 sets. 4 sets. So the set number 1. I am an essential concept in the study of physics. My existence can be described as an interaction between objects. I am responsible for the acceleration, motion, or deformation of matter. Newton's laws are fundamental to understanding my effects. St. Louis.
Force.
Force is correct. So he answered on the 4th clue, and that gives them 3 points. The second set. I am a group of chemicals with distinctive properties. The strength of my solutions is determined by the degree of ionization. When dissolved in water, I can either release H+ ions or HO- ions. St. Louis Jubilee.
Acids and bases.
Acids and bases. So he answered on the 3rd clue, and that gives them 4 points. The last but one set. So I will very soon disqualify some of the schools. I have several eyes, and some eyes are telling me that some educators are making sign languages. I wonder if they teach the students sign language or they teach them using sign language. Please, I don't want to see any fingers up, with the exception of my fingers. I think I'm doing a good job, isn't it? A round of applause for me. Right, set 3. The last but one set of clues. I am a number that originates from a quadratic equation. I am associated with the root of a quadratic equation. When I am positive, the equation has 2 real roots. When I vanish, the equation has exactly 1 real root. When I am negative, the equation has no real root. My name suggests I can discriminate somehow. The question is, who am I? Kensington?
0.
No. St. Louis?
2.
No. Christ model?
Square number.
No. Anyone in the audience? Not an educator or not a teacher, a student. Anyone? Yes. Exactly. A round of applause for him. I hope he's a student. I hope he's a student. The very last one. The very last one. I often come in various shapes and sizes, from simple to complex. I am a key part of the plant's reproductive system. People value me for taste, nutritional content, and versatility. St. Louis?
Fruit.
Fruit is correct. He answered on the 3rd clue, and that gives them 4 points. And on that fruit-like answer, we have come to the end of the contest. A round of applause for all our contestants. Congratulations.
Ideal Solomon Bennett student is someone who is an all-rounder. I mean, practically, intellectually, morally, physically. At first, the study of science was chew, pour, pass, and forget.
As a school, we thought it's as very important to let our children have a practical experience with what they study. So as a school, we decided to introduce the science sets.
As a parent, I experience
Of sponsors, and the 2023 Junior Science and Maths Quiz is proudly organized by the Premier College, the College of Science at the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, in collaboration with the Ghana Education Service, ERIDEC Ghana Limited, and of course, DEX Technologies. We appreciate the kind support of all our sponsors, the KNUST e-Learning Center, for all our media and video coverages. We are so much indebted to you. Indeed, we are very much grateful. the KNUST Institute of Distance Learning, we thank you so very much for making all our journeys around the nation very easy and extremely pleasurable. Your venues are always very much appreciated. And of course, Dex Technologies, we thank you so much for making our technology challenge a reality. You always make it so exciting and extremely hands-on. And like I always say, at Dex Technologies, we say a new beginning to new engineers. The results are in. And round four, St. Louis Jubilee made 11 points. Kensington Trust Preparatory School, they made 0 points. And Christ Model Academy made 0 points. And the grand total, so at the end of contest 4, for the 2023 Ashanti Regional Competition of the Junior Science and Maths Quiz, St. Louis Jubilee School has 32 points. Kensington Trust Preparatory School, 13 points. Christ Model Academy, 19.5 points. And so we want to appreciate Kensington Trust Preparatory School for joining us in the 2023 Ashanti Regional Competition for the 2023 Junior Science and Maths Quiz. Hopefully, we'll see you in the 2024 Regional Contest, and we'll see how you progress to the next stages. A round of applause for them. Christ Model Academy, thank you so very much. You gave us an exciting round of quiz during this particular quiz, and hopefully we will see you in the next round of the regional contest for the Junior Science and Maths Quiz. Thank you very much. A round of applause for them. St. Louis Jubilee School. Thank you so very much for advancing to the next stage of the competition. And tell you what, I can't wait to see you in the next stage or next stages of the competition. Well done, and hope to see you on the stage again. A round of applause for them. And we have a next contest, which will be between 3 schools, among 3 schools, Global Community School, Adonai Angels School, and Best Brain International School. I'm sure you can't wait to listen or join in this particular contest. Thank you so very much, and we'll see you in the next contest. Thank you.
Ideal Solomon Bennett student is someone who is an all-rounder. I mean, practically, intellectually, morally, physically. First, the study of science was chew, pour, pass, and forget.
As a school, we thought it's as very important to let our children have a practical experience with what they study. So as a school, we decided to introduce the science sets.
As a parent, I experience what is being taught to my child in school, in the house, and I see my children telling me this is what brings the force to the machine that is carrying the load and the rest, and I'm like, wow, if at grade 5 and 6 a child is able to have all this at the back of their mind and be hands-on, then the future is bright.
Science Sets has been the game changer for Solomon Bennett Memorial as a school.
The ideal Solomon Bennett student is someone who is an all-rounder. I mean, practically, intellectually, morally, physically. At first, the study of science was chew, pour, pass, and forget.
As a school, we thought it's as very important to let our children have a practical experience with what they study. So as a school, we decided to introduce the science sets.